Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high.
All right, everybody, welcome back. And tonight, I'm making some watermelon jelly. I'm going to show you all the steps and everything I do, how we do it. There'll be a few pieces missing, but you'll get the idea. But one of the first things I want to start with is people who do canning. They would take them, they boil the jars, they have to get them, dry them out. I've seen people actually use a dishwasher like ours that has the sanitize feature. That temperature is still a little low. The ideal way is 250 degrees. Put them in there. There's the 8 jars that this recipe is going to produce. Those are half-pint jars, 8 ounces each. And they come out of there steaming hot and dry already. You don't have to worry about a thing. I'll leave them in there. They're in there ahead of time. They can stay in as long as you need. So you leave them in till maybe 10 minutes before you're going to really need them, because you don't want to touch jars that are that hot. As far as the bands you can just put aside. But the lids, those will get boiled. I'm going to use paper towels and dry them off before I actually put them on the jars when the time comes. So these are just the lids right off those jars. We're going to boil those for at least 15 minutes. And once again, I'll drain it, let it cool, and put them into the mix once it's time. But they have to be nice and dry as well. This produces, you use 4.5 cups of chopped up watermelon. I scooped it all out with a big giant spoon, and I like to chop it with a knife because I'm going to mash it down, and all I want to do is extract the juice out of it, and that juice will go through a strainer so it comes nice and clear. You don't want any pulp, you don't want any seeds, you just want the juice. And when you've mashed it down, if you don't get enough juice and you don't have any more watermelon, you can remash it and get even more out of it. If you use a normal size watermelon, it'll use about half. This initial watermelon I had was a little small, so I have a little less than half here. And I'm going to add probably this entire mini watermelon to the mix to get the 4.5 cups that I'm after. So the only other thing going on here are we use 2 boxes of this Sure-jell, which is Pectin, and just regular good old fruit pectin mix. That's going to use 2 of those. I got a 1/2 cup of lemon juice from 3 lemons, and this is 4.5 cups of sugar. So equal amounts of sugar and watermelon. I have to add the lemon juice to get the acid level low enough for the pectin to cause it to set up. Watermelon's acid level isn't low enough, and I'm actually going to show you that later on, and I'll show you the difference before and after we do the lemon. And that's the start. Let me mash up some watermelon, get some juice going, and we'll be back. Alright, so I've mashed up this watermelon quite a bit. As you can see, there's still a lot of seeds, there's tons of pulp, and it's just going to run through this nice fine mesh strainer. And I'm trying to get 4 cups. So there's actually a measurement inside here that shows the 4 cups. We're going for 4.5 cups really. And I'm going to add it in there slow. Get as much of the juice out right off the bat. And if you don't get enough juice, you can go back and remash this and pull a lot more juice out of this pulp. There really is a lot of juice left. You can still even see kind of chunks when you look in there. I did not mash that to death. There's more mashing available, and we're going to mash it again. So I will mash a little inside of the strainer as well, and you might even see the juices running. What I like to do, I can even mash and tip, and it'll run off the sides. And for our first pass, that was 2 cups. And let me remash this and see how much more we can get. Alright, so we are back now. I got my 4.5 cups. I had to drain that, I had to squash that first watermelon and about half of the second one. It gave me all I needed. So right now, before I get it started, I know everybody has one of these pH meters available. So this is a common kitchen item. Well, alright, so maybe I got it from the greenhouse. But anyways, I haven't used this one in fertilizer yet. Soon to happen, so this will still be a safe mix, at least this time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, it has to get somewhere around 3 as a pH. And let's see, I'm believing that this is going to come probably above 5. Before. So right now it's saying 5.43, and let's wait a sec and see where it balances out. It won't be. Alright, so it stopped at 5.4. Okay, I just rinse that off. And to bring it down, we've got a half cup of lemon juice, and I'm going to add the entire amount of lemon juice right to it. Give it a bit of a stir and let's see how much it brings it down. Now I also want you to know that when I add the Sure-jell, it will lower it even more than what the lemon has done. But if you're not near 3, you have to add more lemon juice to get it down to where you want it to be. So let's see. Come on.
Yeah, this is a masterpiece of this recipe. I mean, it is hitting every single spot you want this to hit. Like, it's more about the feeling.
So you can see it's going much lower this time. I want to at least hit 3.5. It's not quite hitting 3.5. It's at 3.65. That's still a little bit too high. So I have an answer for that. Over here. Okay, so I'm going to add about another teaspoon or so of concentrated lemon juice. I don't really like to add too much of it because I'm not trying to change the flavor. I'm really trying to stick with watermelon. But if your pH is too high, you're not going to get watermelon. I mean, you're not going to get it to gel up. It's just not going to do it. So, even now it's still at 3.55. I'm going to add that last little bit. Right there. So I added 2 tablespoons. Stir it up. Let's see what we get. Like I said, the goal is to really get somewhere near 3.
What does someone do if they don't have one of those meters?
So we're below 3.5. That's going to be okay because I'll bet you when I add the Sure-jell in, it drops it right down to like 3. So we'll be back in a second. We'll show you. So if you look in the pan, you can see I've brought this to a rolling boil. And it's a little tougher to manage with a electric stove, and that's why gas is great for this, because you really want to control your temperatures so you don't overboil it. It's going to start a little bit of a film on top, a little bit of foam, which we'll clean up later after this comes back to a boil. So now that it's there, I can add my sugar, and it's a lot of sugar. I'm going to bring it back to a boil. I'm going to boil it off for 1 minute. And then I'm going to clean off any of this foam that's appeared and start jarring. That's it. Oh no, this is the final stage. It's rolling boil. It's all ready to go. I'm going to turn it off now and clean the foam off of it and start jarring. It's there. It looks great. Everybody, remember to subscribe, click like, tell your friends. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Thanks.